Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Middle-earth server tour. We've looked at Eriador, we've looked at Rohan, and today we're looking at Gondor, which is home to some of the most stunning places in Middle-earth. So we're at Pelargir right now, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we're currently at Pelargir. This is the city where Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli actually went into the books to relieve it from the Corsair occupation. They used the Army of the Dead for that. So in the movies, they used the Army of the Dead in the Pelennor fields, but actually in the books they used it over here to get rid of all the Corsairs and all the bad people over here.
And then use 60 great warships and use those to travel down to Minas Tirith to help it out.
What did you use as a reference for like the architectural style and the color palette for this area?
Well,
Venice?
it's nice that you actually asked that, because we found in a letter of Tolkien that when he visited Venice, he said it actually reminded him of Venice.
Ah, that's very cool. I did not know that. That's news to me.
So if you carry on, so there's a bridge that we will cross over, which is an exact copy of the bridge in Venice, which I don't know the name of. It's Italian, something fancy.
Huh.
Usually we have Italian members who can pronounce it perfectly, but sadly, they're all asleep. It's gross.
Yeah, I guess you're sleeping at the moment.
That's very cool. I had no idea that Pelargir was related in any way to Venice. That's entirely new to me.
You can also see some of the wool on top of the houses. This is done because we're changing the outdated beds from the last update into the new bed. And a red wool marks a house that has not been completely has a complete change yet. And the green wool lets us know that we have already checked that house and redone the beds. Also, is something that we might want to visit on the inside is this magnificent theater building. I don't know if you can still spot me, Welsknight.
Yeah, I'm right next to the theater building right here. I'm looking for the entrance.
It's
on the harbor side.
On the harbor side? Ah, yes. Here we go.
We have a lovely red carpet. This is also where our award ceremony and the opening ceremony is gonna be for the celebration.
Oh, you guys rolled out the red carpet for me. You shouldn't have.
We did.
Look, it's got the starring the play of Giorgio and Liziette.
Excellent.
Yeah, two community members of us. We have a lovely theater over here.
This is
You can also
beautiful.
see underneath the stage play underneath, so like dressing area and so on.
Oh,
Yeah, for the orchestra, the place where the orchestra sits.
is that all accessible down there as well?
Yeah,
It is
so
accessible. Yeah.
There should be somewhere an entrance, which leads.
Yeah, I think it's
So-
behind the stage. Yeah, there's two
So-
stairs going on.
Ah, here we go. I see
The
it.
problem is I can never find the entrance out again after I went down here.
Yeah, we use glass to put to symbolize like mirrors.
Makes
The artists do their stuff and makeup.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's like a whole little dressing area down here and everything.
We planned out the entire city in wool beforehand, so we could see the scale of it, just to see how we built. Also, if you notice on the first wall, you can see that it is black.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually because it was supposed to be black, according to Tolkien. Because he uses the same stone as they used in the Isengard or the Orthanc Tower.
So
Only for this first wall, though.
however, the problem was the whole in the law it says the whole wall has to be whole outer wall is black, but because In the movies, it's white. We did a mixture of it, so it's still recognizable, but still has that bit of lore in it. So people can recognize it from both sides.
This is also to please the more lore heavy guys on our server.
It still displeases people who
I remember building.
too addicted to lore. The lower level, the first floor was built entirely by the community, so it was done a plot build so people can build a house, and if it gets accepted, it will be pasted in. However, then the second, third, and then floors going upwards was entirely built by artists because the houses get more richer as you go upwards.
Yeah, it was also very difficult to use plot builds, because when we use plot builds, we usually paste in the house, and because there is such a tiny amount of space between from the second wall and the third wall, we had to make the houses on the spot itself. So we had to make sure that they were good when they were made.
Yeah, so the city includes everything. It's got a spa. It's got the white tree of Gondor at the very top. It's got this House of Stuart where Denethor burned himself and then ran like a solid 2 mile, I would say, to jump off a cliff. Not sure how you do that. Burning.
And if you actually go into Game Mode 3, you will find another surprise, that we made an entire sewer system below it.
Underneath Minas Tirith, there's an entire sewer system?
Yep. Entire sewer system connected.
So you decided that, like, Minas Tirith by itself wasn't a big enough project?
It wasn't a big enough project.
It was built by the whole sewer system was built by like 2-3 players.
Yeah.
Mostly done by Despot, who is...
Yeah, we was also in charge of the Path of the Dead and now in charge of Moria.
He's legitimately
he loves making his little caves and his little dwellings underneath the earth.
We do believe he suffers from insanity.
Yes, we do.
Wow.
A fully fledged sewer system that connects to this all the way down to the second floor. Because the first floor starts from the bedrock.
Yeah, it actually starts at the Y level 0, so it actually starts at just 1 block above the bedrock. Just because we needed all the space we could get to make Minas Tirith as epic as it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so it goes from Y1 all the way to the max height.
Wow.
Really sucks because it just takes ages to fly up.
I mean, imagine having to be the guy who has to, like, bring supplies into Minas Tirith and deliver them to the top.
Yeah, like, poor man. Like, sometimes we have races, like, to see who can races across, who can get to the top of Minas Tirith the fastest, and it takes a solid 10-15 minutes to do it. To get from each level, just running upwards.
Man, this is so cool.
And this took us 5-6 months.
Yeah, I think the planning alone already took like around a month, because we had to make sure that the proportions were correct and right. And yeah, building it took around 3 or 4 months. Yeah.
So when you're doing big things like Minas Tirith or any of the other really kind of staple, super iconic places, is that something where you've got one group of people on the server working on that, but then you still have other groups working on other cities at the same time, or is it kind of like the whole server chips in at once to all work on one main thing?
It kind of varies.
Yeah, it varies. Like for this project, this was the main focus. Like this was being built by the whole community at the same time. But currently, we've got 2 main projects and then just a few little projects on the side. So currently, the main projects are Moria and Darmroth, which are 2 completely different. And the reason we have that is so people don't get bored building houses or halls of Moria, so they can always change. Yeah, so it keeps them going and doesn't cause them to burn out.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We try to keep the jobs a little bit varied, so people can switch between the builds, because it's easy to burn out on one single project when you're working on it for a couple of months. And it's helpful if you can just jump over to another fresh project where you want to work on, because no one on the server, we're all volunteers and we're all spending our free time here, so you better make sure that you like what you're doing at the same time.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure.
But then after especially it's tough for the actual designers who lead it, because they have to work on it for a good solid amount of time, and they are the ones that usually get burnt out, and that's why a lot of staff member over time leaves, because they just get tired of building the city they're currently working on.
That's JFK.
Wait, so you guys promoted me to designer earlier? Does this mean I have responsibilities now?
No.
You're currently an artist, so yeah.
So technically, you are
That's
you
a
are
basic build,
the
right?
main building force.
Oh man!
Yeah.
And here I thought I was just doing a server tour. You're gonna try and get some work out of me too?
Oh yeah,
definitely. We could use the workforce, man. It's just we got so much more to build.
So
I love these ballista designs, by the way. Just a total change of topic, but the siege weaponry is really well done as well.
if you go to Osgiliath, which is the next city, which I personally adore because I spent
It's a lovely
ages
city.
slaving away there. They have a siege tower, which looks quite awesome to be fair.
Yeah, we have a actual siege tower that may or not have been used by the orcs to siege Osgiliath. But we can actually head over there now.
This is the longest. Well, this
Probably the
at the
longest
moment
project.
is the longest running project, which was around a year and a half
Yeah.
to 2 years. Because for some reason, some idiot decided to build a city whole with interior, everything a house had interior, bedrooms, fully decked out, and then decided to ruin it. And so,
Fun times indeed.
when I
There are
joined the
many jobs
server,
that I run here.
when I joined the server, this was currently being built, and I remember spending hours and hours building just beautiful houses and then having to ruin them, which really just, in the end, just killed me.
Yeah.
Was this is it done now?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's finished.
Yeah.
because this has been under siege for decades now. Because in the films, this is where
There's a scene in the film. Oh, yeah, it's
Frodo and
in the
Sam
film.
get
Yeah.
taken by Faramir here, because this is when it's under siege.
There's a
the
scene
reasons
in
in
the
the
second one,
siege.
isn't there, as well? When
Yeah, in the
actually there's a
second.
siege early on. It's like a flashback of Faramir when he met Boromir.
Um,
And Boromir had taken back like half the city from the war.
So the reason why the forces of Mordor attacked Osgiliath is because of the main river crossing across the Anduin, because there's only one of two that were standing in the realm of Gondor. The other one being by a fortress which was heavily defended, so they chose Osgiliath, as it was a ruined, abandoned city and was easier to attack.
Yeah, this was actually the former capital of Gondor as well, before Minas Tirith became the capital.
So this is where Isildur and his brother, at the time when they were still kings, was the capital, ruled by the father, and Isildur would be at Minas Anor, and his brother would be at Minas
Ithil.
Minas Ithil.
Yeah, which means the city of the moon, and Minas Tirith meaning the city of the star.
And
Shit.
Minas Ithil fell to the Nazguls at the time, and became Minas Morgul, and while Minas Anor became Minas Tirith, and then later became the capital, as it was the only properly standing city and was fit to be capital.
A beautiful siege tower as well.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I see. However, the lands around Minas Tirith going further, which leads to Mordor, is Hithilin?
Yeah, Ithilien.
I don't know.
This is also the home of the ranger. Like the Faramir is also known, probably the most known of it. He actually encountered Frodo near the edge of the woods of Ithilien, and led them to their secret ranger camp in called Heneth Anun. Probably butchering that name, but pronunciation wise,
It's Elvish.
it's Elvish. It's pretty
Weird.
tricky for my Dutch tongue. I see you found Carandos.
I have indeed.
This was the fortified castle that we talked about when they wanted to cross the river Anduin, and this was one of the other places next to Osgiliath.
Yeah, this.
However, this castle I think held against the orcs, and they didn't actually capture it.
Also, the reason why they didn't use this is because the bridge here across here wasn't big enough to transport the Grond, which was the main siege weapon they used for Minas Tirith.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And hence why this fortress survived, because it didn't run the main force of the army. Also, if you go towards the other side, I think, of the island, there should be a contest build, which again I participated and again did not win. Grudges still stand.
Well, this is all streak, man. You gotta win sometime.
This happened 3.5 years ago. I still hold a grudge. So what are we looking at? The range camp?
Yeah, we're currently looking at Hanetanoon. You can see this little valley over here, overlooking where Gollum was in the movies as well.
Oh, okay.
Plotting his revenge.
Well, no, he at the time was quite friendly, but after it, he started plotting his revenge after he was captured.
Oh yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, because he felt betrayed by Frodo, by his master. And then the rest is history.
We have this waterfall with this cave behind it where Frodo and Sam stepped, and some of the rangers as well.
Okay. Hiding behind the waterfall.
Indeed. Now let's head up to one of the beacons of Gondor. They're also quite significant in the lore, and we also made sure that we placed every one of them on the correct spot, or tried to put them on the correct spot as much as we could.
And then one of the main beacons of Gondor, which was used to signal for Rohan to come for aid.
Yep. And they are currently lit because we are looking for more people to come and help us finish up Gondor and eventually venture into Mordor. And I want to show a little bit of a sneak peek of the city that is coming up at the moment. So we're gonna head up to Dor Emerald, which is now currently built in progress, and you can see how we're working.
Sure.
And hopefully we get some nice new viewers of yours to help us out and create it.
That's
yeah, it's also the first thing of the animation plugin. Like we reintroduced it here.
So this city is special because if you press F, you have a custom inventory of custom blocks.
Oh.
What developers have found that you can use Minecraft blocks, and they've got different states.
Yeah, the different item values.
Texture each state, block state, and you can use them. So if you look at this farm wall, it's got these half blocks to the side. Quite amazing because it adds a much larger range in detail. If you look here,
oh yeah,
half blocks this side.
Huh.
And it's an item frame basically, and it allows you to give you a much more bigger range in detail. So this is what the future of MCME is probably going to be heading off, to have these custom texture packs that are still work in vanilla and do not require mods.
That's incredible.
More than 400, 500 blocks that we can texture still.
Yeah, this is also where we try out our 3D blocks for the wheels over here and for the various different kind of crates.
Gotcha.
It's all 3D textured.
Wow.
This is what the current best that MCME has to offer.
So we're looking at the future right here.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we're testing it out, and if we walk up to the drawbridge,
it opens
over here. It opens up for you.
And if you look at the
door, that 12 frames per second. All right, shaders need to go off.
It's quite heavy heavy on FPS.
Yeah,
but
I can tell. I'm pulling in like 150 FPS with shaders, and then I come over here, it's like 12.
yeah, so
Yeah, we still need to tweak it out a little bit because apparently some of the redstone switches are causing most of the lag. We're trying to swap all of them out to reduce the lag a little bit.
So yeah, the developers are currently working on trying to reduce the lag, so it's actually workable. Yeah, here you can see like you've got the cities split into different sections. You've got Port Town, Sea Town, Market Town, and all these different sections are currently being worked on. And it's based on, it's like, again, Italian style, so it's colorful, it's got colorful walls, clay structures, sandstone, typical Italian style.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I can see a lot of the planning and the way that you guys are doing a lot of the planning with laying out the wool and stuff. That's kind of cool to see as well.
Yeah,
as you can see, like we plan everything out with wool, and then we let people build on the plot.
So everything is planned. Like the houses got like each house has a purpose. So if the bars, if it's a tavern, it's a shop. If it's a butcher's, whatever.
We also use different color coding for when a house is done or ready to be checked by a designer who oversees the entire project.
And like all these custom blocks all done in vanilla, so we don't have to have mods, which is quite amazing.
Wow.
We basically brought mods to vanilla Minecraft without needing any clients.
That's incredible.
And also, like, one of the most amazing parts is the main castle, and it's quite large and impressive structure that's built by just one person actually. Yeah, this is the main building, tower, and
this is also where the prince of the Emerald is resides.
So Delmrath is quite a naval city because it was under constant attacks from the Corsairs, so they're whole built to defend against naval attacks.
Mm-hmm.
As well as the city provided aid in Minas Tirith.
It's also well known for its Swan Knights. I don't know if you've ever played Total War. They had this mod where they have the Lord of the Rings units in place of the Total War unit.
Total War Third Age. Played a lot of it.
Total War Third Age,
Mm-hmm.
And this is the place where the Swan Knights came from.
Cool. I've learned a lot of things that I totally didn't know about the lore during the course of this tour, which is awesome.
You learn something new every day.
Yes, as do I.
I mean, I don't learn something new every day, but today I've kind of made up for like the last week or two at least.
See, we're educational as well. You know, we're not just a build server.
Thomas, you've been quiet the whole time. Now you speak. Great.
Sorry, I've been like distracted by something happening. Not part of it.
Oh well. This concludes the tour, I guess.
All right.
This definitely concludes the tour because we have some places left in Gondor, but I think it's better for the people to visit them themselves.
Yeah, there's so much more. To be fair, like just looking at the map, there's like so much you can see on the map. There's ruined cities in Arnor. There's like so much you can explore. This is just like a small glimpse of what actually is it.
Well, this was awesome. I want to thank you guys for having me, for showing me around. It's been a pleasure. I've learned a lot of things that I didn't know about Tolkien, and I say that as someone who has had a love of Tolkien for a long time. Guys, if you want to check out the server for yourself, as I said in the first video, there is a link in the description. If you want to just run around, get some inspiration, look at the builds, all that kind of stuff, links there. I'll have a link to the website, and everything you need will be in the description there. So I encourage you to come on the server and check it out for yourself. This is really cool. This is definitely somewhere where I will be returning to kind of look around for ideas when I inevitably run out of them myself. So, guys, that is going to do it for this little mini-series. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check those out as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.